Welcome to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, show number 689. This week and for the next couple of weeks, in fact, probably all the way through the end of the year, we'll be doing some gift shows. This should be a lot of fun. I love these things because I like talking about some of the latest in technology, some of the fun things you can do. I had a lot of fun sitting in for Paul Westcott here about, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I guess now. And we were able to talk about some of the gifts, some things you can do, shopping, to find really good deals online, and that was a lot of fun. We also, of course, are probably going to be sitting in for Paul during Christmas week, so we'll see how that goes. I know he's got a couple of hosts lined up already. And I enjoyed seeing some of our listeners out at Toys for Tots there, Toys R Us, and the drive that we had at WGIR and WQSO 96.7 The Wave. And we raised a lot of money as well as got a lot of gifts for the Tots. So keep an eye out for Toys for Tots, run by the Marine Corps, getting the toys out for kids who need them this holiday season. Well, today we are going to be very busy here talking about some of the latest technology that you can get, you can have some fun with. We're going to be talking about Price Blink in order to find lower prices. This is very cool. This is a plugin that goes in your browser, recognizes that you're on a website looking for an item that you might be interested in. It automatically compares the price on that site to a bunch of other sites. Very cool. Price Blink. So they'll be joining us right after this. In fact, next segment up. We're going to be talking with Jailbreak Toys about their independent product design. We'll also have Wilson Electronics on about a cell booster. These are all different ideas here for gifts. And Gadget's going to join us and talk about some gift ideas that they have. Kobo.com is going to be with us. They make the smallest and lightest e-readers on the market. We're going to speak with an author of a book called Momaholic. And we'll talk with her a little bit about her struggle to put the book together and what's in it. In fact, basically, it's about her life struggles with her kids. Good book for reading. A lot of women might enjoy that for this holiday season. The Monster Factory is going to join us as well. They make some kind of cool little monsters, including some jelly things out there. We're going to talk with Buku Tech. This is cool. I really want this. They have something called Magnetize. Normal weird spelling, right? Magnetyze. And this is a little holder. So you put a special case on your iPhone, for instance, and this holder's all magnetized. It'll hold your iPhone at any angle you'd like it to in a 360-degree circle and let you watch movies and charge at the same time. And they have stands that'll mount in your car, a whole bunch of things. We're going to be joined by a young lady who came up with an idea for some backpacks for kids that have interchangeable straps. We'll talk about that and how that all works. Chromolux, oh my, these photo panels are beautiful. We'll talk about those, how you can get panels made that will basically last forever, even in the direct sunlight of some of the photos you might have. We're going to talk with C. Depler. You might remember her from the 1950s. She passed away just recently, did a lot of artwork. It was kind of cool, a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'd recognize some of the pictures. Well, her daughter is going to be joining us, talking about what she's done with her mom's artwork, and she's now making that available online. We're going to talk with Meet Felix. They have some great little stands here for your e-reader or your iPad or other tablet device. Snow Joe is going to be with us. This is an interesting guy. He's a young kid. I think he's in his mid-20s right now, but when he was 17, he started selling things online. Interesting backstory there, but we'll talk with him about how Snow Joe has some devices out there to help keep the snow off your cars without scratching them, and snow blowers, and even some summer stuff, so that's going to be kind of cool. MySoapTime.com is going to join us talking about what they have for young kids to help them learn how to wash their hands properly and keep their hands clean. Of course, little kids plus school equals nasty petri dishes. A bunch of us around our house have been fighting some sort of cold here for, I don't know, a couple of months almost, that was brought in by, I think, our granddaughter. We're going to talk a little adult stuff here with martini.com. Now, this isn't about martinis. Martini is a company been in business for some 150 years who makes wines in Italy. Netgear is going to join us, talk about their Neo TV and some of their other higher-end gear that you can use in your house now in order to watch video streaming, have a centralized controller and server for all of your video content. Spider holster, this is very cool. If you are a camera buff at all, you have a larger camera, all the way down through small cameras, this spider holster is very nice. It's a camera carrying system that makes it easy to carry the camera right there on your belt, including the lenses. And you can carry two cameras at the Pro version and kind of flip back and forth between the cameras. So they'll be joining us as well today. So hopefully you will enjoy all of those interviews. And of course, as always, we're going to start out here with the latest in the news. You're listening to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. Today's show, all about gifts, so stick around here. We got a lot of guests today. We're really kind of cramming them in. And they're shorter interviews than usual, because what we're looking for here is some gift ideas for everybody. Okay, so let's get into the articles for today. The first one here I wanted to talk about is probably one of the most retweeted articles that I had posted this week here and shared with friends as well. This is about Apple and Twitter. And this is talking about the biggest problem Apple probably has. Google's getting better at design faster than Apple's getting better at web services. And this is by Patrick Gibson. And you can find it on my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed. And I'll tell you how to get those here in just a minute. I'm a longtime Mac user and a die-hard Apple fan, and even I will admit that Apple's approach to the web has been a cluster mess. iCloud, no. MobileMe, no. .Mac has never been adequate at best. I've heard or been victim to countless stories of duplicate or lost contacts, calendar syncing errors, or email downtime. I've had the same problems. Outside of sync services, Apple has had other web problems, such as it can't update its online store without taking it offline first. A popular game center game was able to bring down the entire network. Apple requires you to refriend everyone on Game Center, Find My Friends, shared photo streams. Notes requires an email account to sync. iTunes and app stores are still powered by web objects, which is a very old framework here written 20 years ago. iMessage for Mac lives in an alternate time division which has no ordered sequence. And ping, need we say more, right? In fact, Apple this week, by the way, released a new version of iTunes, which I've installed and played with. Not bad, by the way. And ping, not good. Almost anything Apple does which involves the internet's a mess, save for their excellent web browser. And I'm using that right now, Safari. And you can see me using it and reading these articles on my YouTube site. So you can go there to kind of watch and listen in as I do my monologue here every week. And you can get that as well as the Twitter feeds and Facebook feeds. Go to craigradio.com, craigradio.com. You can see this video and listen to this monologue. So Apple's, according to Patrick Gibson here, should buy Twitter not for its social network but for its talent and technology. And hopefully it would bring Apple into what he's saying is the 21st century. Now, this is another popular article that I posted this week, and it's got 244,000 total views. It's the real problem with the iPhone sexting app. There's an app called Snapchat, and it allows you to take a picture, send it to someone, and then that picture disappears after you define up to 10 seconds. It is just gone. So people have been using it for kind of the sexting thing here, right? To send pictures, and that way they don't have to worry about them being shared with friends or anything else. Well, turns out, of course, that if the picture can be displayed on a device, it's not going to be blown up. There's a way to get at it. And as it turns out, this sexting amongst minors has ended up being a bit of a problem here because the images don't really disappear. And in fact, there have been images that have been recovered. This article is pretty funny here, showing Representative Chris Lee here, who resigned after shirtless photo of him showed up online. And so don't trust Snapchat. Make sure you talk with your kids, especially the minors here. Let them know that in reality, that's kind of cute. It kind of disappears, but it doesn't really disappear. And the app, in fact, says that they don't guarantee security. You're listening to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, going through some articles in the news this week that were very popular amongst the people who follow me. These are the top, I don't know how many I'll get to today, but 5-6 articles that I posted. And it's kind of neat to look at. I use a tool here that you can see on my screen right now that tells me how many people clicked on it. Like Google's getting faster at design, better than Apple is getting at web services, and that had 800 clicks. So thanks for everybody who clicked through on my article there. Another one here, Mozilla Firefox bringing social to the browser here. I had 1,940 clicks on, so that's pretty cool. And this article, How to Get Startup Ideas from a Founder of Y Combinator, probably the most important article I have ever posted if you're interested in business at all. And I had some 1,500 clicks, so I think that's pretty cool here. So what does Obama have to worry about here in his second term when it comes to technology? Piracy, of course, that's been very, very big. We had the SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, which was terrible and ultimately defeated. Privacy is a very, very big deal out there. Government surveillance is on the rise. The NSA is building a data center right now that can store every piece of electronic information you share with anybody on every person in the United States. 100 years worth of it. How's that for amazing? Cybersecurity is a very, very big deal. And STEM education here, which is the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, something that's been one of my soapboxes over the years here. That's another big issue for Obama. It's an article that you guys seem to like this week, shared it a lot. Article that I had sent out. Facebook is slowing down. They're starting to use encrypted sessions. Same thing's true for Google, by the way. This is going to give you some more security here. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Do you really need it to be secure or not? And it does take more CPU time for your browser to be able to decode it. Mozilla here, as I mentioned before, has a new application programming interface, which allows you now to have social media embedded right there in your browser. So you can be watching a video here. This particular one up on my screen right now that you can see on my YouTube channel is a soccer game between Ghana and Germany. And it's showing how people can chat live watching the video and going back and forth. I think that's a great idea. Good for them. Google poached, by the way, the deputy director last week of National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. His name's Ron Medford. Guess what Google is up to? They are looking to have self-driving cars. So what better way to do that than to get Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood's right-hand man involved? He was involved, by the way, in getting distracted driving recognized as a national safety concern. He's helped to draft new corporate average fuel requirements. This whole CAFE standards here, which are, by the way, are going to be at 54.5 gallons by 2025. Wow, talking about unsafe cars. They're taking a lot of steel out in order to get to that kind of a fuel saving. And I think the most important article was How to Get Startup Ideas by Paul Graham. Now, this guy is one of the lead guys over at Y Combinator. You've got to read this article. Now, how do you get there? Well, if you go to my website, I have one specifically, which is kind of my launch site at craigradio.com. Craig Radio, CRAIGRADIO.com. You'll see on there a link to my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, my Twitter page, my YouTube page. And you click on those, you will see all of my different articles here that I have been posting for the week. On Facebook, I post pictures